Hey guys, welcome back to the DM and Friends, and this is the Dungeon Master class. I am DM Angelo, and technically this is the second video in our series. We did have an orientation video, which I'll link up here, and we also did, and in the last video, well, in the orientation video, I summarized what we were going to get into, which is this list right here, and then last video we talked about the DM mindset. And the DM mindset was focusing on changing your thought pattern from being an adversary and an opponent to a participant and a referee. Okay, so that mind shift. And now that you got that in your mind, you got that mindset as a in your brain there in this guy. Now we're going to talk about the Essential Toolkit. So I'm going to talk about what I have in my DM's bag when I come to a game. Now, remember, this is what I bring to a game, and I've kind of developed this over the years, and this is my recommendation, what I think that you need to start out to being a dungeon master. Now, there is a myth out there that, you know, some DMs think, oh, man, I need a projector, I need a big TV, I need battle maps, I need terrain, I need all these miniatures and different markers and things like that. Well, as you know, we know that is nice, you know, but it's not 100% needed to start out your dungeon mastering career, right? You only need a couple things, and so I'm going to show you what I have as my formula. So first thing you need. And this is one of my dice bags, right? So first thing you need some dice, right? You need some dice. There they are. You guys can see that. Now, you don't need a million dice. You start out with a set, maybe 2 sets, okay? And I know that a lot of people love to collect dice, and maybe you will. Maybe that's awesome. Maybe you will. But start out with a couple of sets of dice. You know, I recommend just, 2 solid sets of dice. And if you're playing a face-to-face game, it's always fun to have something that's a little bigger, right? So maybe you got a D20 that's oversized, and you throw it out in the middle room and everybody can see it. But I recommend getting some dice that people can see when you roll out in the middle. There's a lot of different variations out there, but get some dice. You need dice, obviously, to play this game, right? So put them back in my dice bag there. Here it is. I'm going to move it over here. I'm going through my list of things I have. Number 2, and this is the obvious thing, right? So depending on and I don't care what system you play. If you play BX, you play OD&D, you play BECME, you play AD&D, okay, you play Shadow Dark, you play you play 5th edition, you play 3.5, you play Call of Cthulhu, whatever system you do. Number 2, you are going to need the core books, right? So because I am focusing on Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, I suggest you get the 3 core books, right? And you could I prefer physical copies, right? So, and I have physical copies, right? So if you can, get yourself a physical copy. Now, if you're a PDF person, which, that is super cool. That's awesome. You can go on drive-through and get those copies of the core. Generally most systems have 3 core books, right? Or maybe 1 giant core book. But you can get that, but you're going to need to know the rules, right? So you're going to need the core books. And for AD&D, this is a great start. If you're playing Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, get the DMG, get the Player's Handbook, okay, and get the Monster Manual, okay? So, because you need to know the rules. That's the bottom line. So I'm going to put these bad boys over here, okay? So that was number 2, right? Dice, that, and rule books. My copy of Bootio just fell. Put this guy back up here. Okay. So those are the 2 that those are number 1 and number 2. Number 3, and I'll just lump these all into the same. You're going to need some graph paper. You're going to need pencils. Okay. Get yourself some index cards. Index cards come in really handy. Okay. Graph paper, obviously, too. Pencils and erasers. Okay. And if you, and paper, you know, I just pulled out a little composition book, but get some type of paper too. Those you'll need that to take your notes down, take your, you know, put your pencil and your idea down to paper. Okay. Put that over here. Very essential. And it was funny, back in the day, graph paper for us was, for me anyways, was golden. It was hard to find. I don't know why, but in the early 80s, for me, it was a treasure. So I treasured my graph paper. But anyway, so getting a little off subject here, but you need those tools to write your ideas down and keep track of the game. Okay. So another thing that I have, and this is just me, you don't have to have these, but I recommend getting some of these. Get a couple hourglasses, little hourglasses you can get on Amazon or wherever you find them, hobby stores or, you know, Hobby Lobby or wherever, whatever you have by your house. Get a couple of these. These are great tension builders for the game. If I'm in a face-to-face game, I'll throw it right in the middle when there's a decision being made. You know, you have X amount of time and everybody can see the hourglass going. And when it goes out, it's time's up and something happens. So get some of these guys. And I usually throw them in my dice bag. Really cool to have. Dice bag going over here again. Okay. Another essential tool that I bring, okay, and this might be different in whatever system you have, but generally for D&D, right, for AD&D especially, what I'm really kind of focusing on, is you're going to need, you don't absolutely need, but I bring a DM screen because it's really nice to have all these tables that I'm going to reference frequently in front of me, right? And it's also nice, a lot of DMs like to put their little screen in front of them, you know, to hide their notes situations. If you have a table with a bunch of people, I don't generally have it up all the time, but this is really nice to have. And it's also, you know, for those of you guys that know, there are, you know, the player screens too. So I'll throw this in the middle of the table so they can quickly reference the things that players want to look at, which is, you know, in my games, to hit adjustments or in weapon damage and things that are, you know, equipment and, you know, attack metrics and spell lists, you know, very quick, easy access. You don't have to have this, but I bring this with me and put it in the middle of the table. But yeah, so DM screens. So where can you get them? So one thing that for a DM screen, for AD&D, right? You know, systems that are still printing right now, let's say Shadow Dark or 5th edition, you can buy a DM screen at a store or online or, you know, wherever you know those are sold at. But for this, since they're out of print for 1st edition or BX, you can go on to auction shop, you know, Facebook, you know, RPG auctions or RPG Marketplace or you know, those kind of places that are on there on Facebook and find them for relatively cheap. I mean, some of them get it, you know, more expensive, but you can find them on there. Or if you're that kind of person, you can create your own. Get some cardboard or poster board, I guess, and put the charts on there that you feel that you need, and you'll develop that over time. So that's something that I think is a good starting piece. Now, taking it to the next level, and this is not totally needed, but I think you can find the, you know, copies of these places, but this is what I use. So this is a product from way back called the Dungeon Masters Adventure Log, right? And I've done a video on this. I'll put it up there. And this is a way that I keep track of. Now, you don't have to have this. You can just use paper. Paper is super fine. But I do like to have this because I have a copy of it. So, and I'll put the characters for my campaign in here, keep track of all their stats, And then, you know, you have a place for monsters in that session, the marching order, lights, treasure, unusual events, NPCs I list out here, you know, if needed. This is a really, really great way to keep that. Now, you could look online and see what this is laid out. And God, I wonder if I could just hold it up here. But this is you could even create this with paper, right? Just, you know, you're going to keep track of the marching order and the light sources and the different monsters that are involved and NPCs in here too. And but this is easily done with paper also. But if you come across a copy of this, use this. Use this to keep track of your sessions. It's super cool. I'll put that bad boy over there. And that's called the Advanced D&D Dungeon Masters Adventure Log. Other systems have similar things, so that concept you could do with it or do without it. So, in a nutshell, that really starts you out. Like, you know, I kind of ran showing you what I have, but realistically, you only need 3 things. Okay, 3 different categories of things. Okay, you need dice. Okay, you need the rule books, and you also need paper and pen, or paper and pencil, whatever you prefer to write with. So that's a great start. All right, well, you guys, so now that your bag is packed, right, and you have the mindset from the previous video, right, you now have the tools, right? But where do you go from there, right? So in the next video, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about creating that home base. And in that home base, we're calling, you know, that's the starting point. We're going to talk about how to create a starting point. And that starting point doesn't necessarily have to be a town or a village, or it could be a grove out in the middle where all the characters congregate and have made their base. So we're going to talk about how to create a starting point for your game, and we're going to talk about how I've done it, and you know, and it's okay to grab from, like we said, pick a spot in Greyhawk and start there. So we're going to talk a little bit about getting that going for you, and how to make that decision, and then how to make it feel like a real place and add some real problems there for the players to deal with. All right, you guys. Well, click over here to go to the next video, and we're gonna flesh that bad boy out for us. All right, you guys. On to the next video. Bye bye.